Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am Gebo the Shaman, and today we're talking about just, I guess current events or whatever, whatever's on my mind. So, just to let everyone know, I am back. My channel is back and, I had a lot of concern the last video that I made a few weeks ago about, my channel being, potentially taken down. Because like three other channels that I had at the time, just small channels with like a few videos on them, were totally deleted and wiped out by YouTube, and I'm still in the process of trying to get them back online. Yeah, I'm not totally sure what's going on there, but anyway, we're not gonna worry about that. This channel was not deleted, so that's great news. And of course, I can't say everything that I want to say on this channel, just because of YouTube's terms and conditions. However, that doesn't mean that I can't talk at all. So, this is just kind of an update video for you. I've been doing good. Everything's good with me. I recently went on vacation to Pine Top, Arizona, so that was really well needed and really awesome vacation there. And yeah, I came back pretty refreshed and got to do a lot of fun activities there with mostly like swimming in the swimming pool, which is something that I kind of miss out on a lot. I love being in and around the water and swimming and stuff like that. I love doing that, as well as like played some tennis while I was there, and just some other fun activities, hiking, and went to the lake. Didn't get a chance to fish, but I did go to the lake and put my feet in there. Um, so yeah, uh, you know, things have been good for me recently. You know, I've been really taking an opportunity to just relax and just enjoy my life. Just enjoy and not have any, expectations on what should be going on, or what I'm, what I'm not doing, or beating myself up or things like that, because a lot of that's a big part of what happens to me, or like what I did to myself, as just throughout my life, throughout the years. I would just continue to kind of beat up myself and say I need to do better and whatever. And that may or may not be true, but like now I just have like a lot of self-acceptance and just happiness in my life, and I'm even though I have like feelings and stuff, or negative feelings towards myself, or towards other people, like I'm able to kind of get past that now. And it's not about overcoming them, or stopping them. It's just like accepting them and moving on, kind of thing, letting them go. So yeah, so that's kind of what I've been going through right now, or for the past few weeks. And I've been I've been also super appreciative of everyone, of you. All my followers, all my subscribers, and people who take time out of their day to to listen to my videos or whatnot. Like, man, I appreciate you guys so much, really do. And yeah, I have a lot of love and appreciation for you. And without you, like, I couldn't be where I am right now. So um very much appreciate you guys and love you guys. Um, for just, sticking around and following me. And even though I I tend to like think of myself as, oh well, I'm not, I'm not like Kapil Raj or Joni Petrie or any of these huge like astrologer people. Um, you know, and so, but I've also learned self acceptance. Like, yeah, even though I'm different than them, I still have my own style. I still have, value to give, to offer you guys. And yeah, so um let's see what else. Other than that, uh, sorry. Other than that, I have been also taking this course by Kapil Raj, KRS channel on YouTube. If you don't know him, go check him out. He's awesome. Um, I just bought a course from him, which is called Nandi Nadi Astrology, and I've been wanting to take that course for so long that it's just kind of I just had to do it. I just had to pull the trigger and do it because yeah, I just really wanted to learn that variation. It sounds very simplistic, sounds very, uncomplicated, which that's probably my biggest thing in astrology when I'm giving readings. There's like 100 things to consider, and I go through and I consider all 100, and then I'm more confused than when I just made up my mind about something. And like, for example, giving a prediction to someone, like I'll go through and look at their D10 chart, or look at their 10th house, looking at their Mahadashas and all this stuff, and it's just like almost can be too much. So I'm going to be very appreciative of Nandi Nadi when I learn it, because it's just such a uh simple system. Like, you don't need to really dive into like D10, Ashtak Varga, or just different things like that, because it's all laid out for you within the birth chart. So yeah, so I'm going to learn that course, and of course I'm going to share about it. I'm going to teach you guys what I've learned and talk about it. So yeah, um you know and then of course, like, I've gotten a lot of inspiration on what I should be doing with the channel during this break, during this vacation. And one thing that I'm going to be starting to do more of is working with and honoring Venus. So my plan is to put a little Venus yantra probably down here somewhere, um, or somewhere on the screen, as well as maybe we do a mantra together, or a little something to honor that, because it's not only for myself but also for you guys. It's when you look upon any yantra, um, or chant any mantra, like, you're activating that planet, you're activating that deity within you. And so, like, yeah, even, I mean, I know that people are, like, struggling with just having the weight of the world on their shoulders. And, Venus is the, the kind of the goddess of, like, love and everything good about humanity, luxury, kindness, like, sensuality or like art, beauty, things like that. So that's the positive aspects of humanity is what I want to bring to this channel and encourage this shift where we don't focus on the crappy things happening in society. We focus on just the pursuit of becoming better people, becoming more spiritually aligned, and connected with our soul and things like that too, which help us bring about this new world, this enlightened and more healthy world. So I'll go into some current events stuff, and even though I'm going to be saying a bunch of things that are potential. Jeez, I cannot talk today. Things that are potentially like negatives or down negative things, but they are like they're good things too, because they're good changes. Because the world is shifting, and it's really showing you who these people are, like the evil people in the world. It's showing you who they are by what they do and who they persecute and things like that. So first off, we have I'm sure you guys all know by now, but Donald Trump was convicted. He's a convicted felon now. And of course, that really backfired a lot, because a lot of people started donating to him, and I think he's got like $300 million in donations in the first few days of after that verdict came out, which is, anything negative that happens to him is like a great fundraising opportunity. It really backfires on the people who are trying to, jam them up and whatever. And another thing is, like, I'm not sure how many of you follow Alex Jones, but his studio almost got shut down. Like they tried to pull something off with that in the courts, and well, I think this first attempt was kind of extrajudicially. I can't talk today. But yeah, I mean, it's just evil people doing evil things. Going after Trump, going after Alex Jones is pretty silly. Like, I think my personal belief is, like, even if I don't like somebody, I'm going to let them have their free speech. Because it's through free speech that we can all, when we can all speak freely, we all have the opportunity to find out who has the best ideas. And when we can engage in debate and conversation without having censorship, we can then, find out whose ideas don't hold up to a debate, whose ideas are, are worse than others' ideas, and who has the best ideas. And so through this, free speech, humanity goes to the next level when we practice free speech and letting even the people that we hate have free speech. So I am a proponent of that. Um, so yeah, and of course, things are really changing in the world, as I've said. Things are changing, and it's come to my attention that through our meditations, through our, you know, going out of this plane in our meditations and the things that we do in our meditations have an effect on the world. And so, you know, I'm I'm going to be leading some meditations on this channel, and as well as you can, I'm going to be in the midst of, well, I'm kind of starting it now, but I'm in the midst of forming a set of meditations that take you to the 7 planets, and this way um, you can really connect with each planet. Like, for example, if you want to work with Venus, or if you want to work with Mars or Saturn or whatever, like actually meditating and going to those planets in an interdimensional meditation is, it's really powerful. And those all those solar flares that you keep hearing about, um, I'm doing that, and there's a group of people along with myself who practice those, what they're called as interdimensional meditations, practice those every day, and send energy from the galactic center to the sun, from the sun to the earth, and we're seeing massive solar flares. We're seeing massive amounts of plasma ejected from the sun coming to the earth, and it is now changing the earth. It is that's the energy is having an effect on the earth, and you can even see the aurora borealis, the northern lights, as far as New Mexico. I just saw them the other night. I think it was like last week when I was in Arizona. But yeah, I mean, you can see them, and it's I mean, people as low as like Florida, or I think there was one case of a person in like the Caribbean somewhere, or Mexico somewhere, seeing these northern lights. Really profound and interesting, and um you know but that's just the changes that we're making. So, a lot of people get downtrodden and say, like, oh, well, the elites are going to rule the world, and, there's nothing that we can do about it, and we're slaves, basically, or we're chattel, just existing while these elites are, um, you know, doing bad things to us, right? Except we can have an effect on that, you know, through something as very simple as meditating. We can have an effect. We can change things. We can raise our vibration up to that next level. And through our meditations, through our intentions and things like that, we can change things. I used to be a very logical person. I used to be very fact-based, and, I thought meditation was just a waste of time, and, um, I used to be very practical, like, okay, those meditations that you see me doing, those Qigong meditations, those were very practical for me. I use those meditations because, or those Qigong practices, because they are an active form of meditation. They would help clear my mind after doing those practices, which is the intention of meditation. So, or which is the, end result of any meditation is a clear mind. So, I used to be very, very practical and science-based and fact-based. And until I started having my own experiences with extraterrestrials and interdimensional beings, higher, light beings. And, they're, a lot of people think that, aliens or like interdimensional beings or UFOs or ETs, extraterrestrials, are going to be evil. Or there's a lot of people say, oh, they're evil, they're just demonic and evil. And then there's other people who say, oh, well, they have, there's good ones and there's bad ones just like humans. And in fact, that's not the case. There cannot be any evil that exists in those higher dimensions. Because, having interacted with these interdimensional beings, these aliens, if you want to call them that, or extraterrestrials, not a single one of them has ever been evil or mean or, anything like that. They have been super loving and kind and nice. They've told me that I am, special and loved, and that I'm doing something special here on Earth, and all they've done in my interactions with them is lift me up. Just being kind to me, just being really supportive and nice, and it's been wonderful interacting with them. And so, there's not a one of them that's evil or cruel or anything like that. They all have this blissful, kind, positive energy about them. There's nothing that's bad about them. And so, when we do our interdimensional meditations, I'll lead you on these meditations, and we'll get to connect with these beings. We'll get to connect with the planetary energy. A lot of people, oh, sorry, my phone's going off. But a lot of people, just think that planets are just rocks in the sky. Which they're not. They have their own energies. They have their own personalities. They have their own, they are spirits. They are, souls that take on a different form. In fact, there's gods that live within each of those planets. And so when we do those interplanetary or interdimensional planetary meditations, like I so look forward to that when I guide you through those, because it's just something special. It's really awesome. And everyone gets something different out of them. Everyone's experience is different and unique to suit their needs, to suit what you need at the time. The interdimensional beings will accommodate you. And in fact, this when I first started doing interdimensional meditations, I used to have a little ham radio. I still have it, but I rarely use it because I don't need it. Little ham radio, little radio that you can talk on like a walkie-talkie, but it also has radio stations and different frequencies, and you can adjust it and all that. And as soon as I did my interdimensional meditation, that radio would go off. It would go like static, you know. And the only way to achieve that result was for an interdimensional being to be in my presence in that room at the same time as me, just like maybe phased out of my dimension, but they would touch the little metal connectors, like the charging connectors. They would touch those with their fingers and make it go. And so that's how you know that they're in your room with you. And, so if there's anyone who thinks that I'm crazy, or who thinks that, these things don't exist, or I'm making it up, please, by all means, go try this stuff for yourself. There's an app called, or you can even just look up the protocols on the website or on the internet. Look up CE5. Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind. And there you'll find a set of protocols of how to interact and meditate with aliens, or with the extraterrestrial beings. Now I will say, there's a difference between extraterrestrial beings, like interdimensional beings, and aliens. Aliens are 3D, human-made beings. And through their, genetic, whatever, chimera, whatever, there's some certain things that I can't talk about on YouTube. They've ended up creating some pretty crazy stuff, and aliens are designed to scare people. I'll repeat that again. Aliens are designed to scare people away from the interdimensional beings. Okay, so there's that. So yeah, guys, we'll do a lot more meditations, because this Earth is changing. The sun is sending massive amounts of loving energy at us, and when my spiritual teacher started getting into this stuff, he even asked the aliens, or the interdimensional beings, like, what's going on here? Like, or I think the interdimensional beings told him that there's going to be an event, and that the sun will be sending massive amounts of solar waves of love to the Earth from the sun, that will shift the Earth into a new frequency, a new dimension. And there's going to be 3 versions of Earth. There's going to be the lower version, which is the version that the elites will stay on. And this is all by choice. Everyone has a choice which one they want to be on. It's going to be like an ugly version of Earth. There's going to be a version of Earth that is slightly better than it is now. And also there's going to be a 5D Earth, an Earth where there's no separation between us and the extraterrestrial or extra dimensional beings. And yeah, so the frequencies will be different, but there'll be harmonies of each other. So like it was brought to his attention on a scale. So like he heard in his ears, he asked like if there's going to be 3 Earths, and he heard ding ding ding, like different octaves of the same note. So if you want to go from the worst Earth possible to 5D, all you need to do is level yourself up. You know, that means meditating, that means praying, asking for help, doing the interdimensional meditations, and all that stuff. And so I think that this attack on my YouTube channel was a separation of frequencies. I could have gone down to the 3D route, or the the lower Earth route, and I could have been, unhappy by not having a YouTube channel, or I could have leveled myself up to, to 5D, which is what I feel I did, and it's like living in 2 or 3 different worlds at the same time, honestly. But it's things are about to change, and everything that you see in the news and the media is just a reflection of how Earth is changing, how Earth is separating. The elites will have their wet dream fantasy of world domination. They'll get to live that out. However, your fantasy of living in a paradise that you want to be in, that where you're on the beach or living in the desert or in the mountains or whatever your fantasy is that you wish you could achieve, being with your friends and being with your family, focus on that, because that's what's going to shift you up to that next level, to that next Earth, to the highest level of Earth possible. And through these dimensional shifts, you'll see that, you're shifting up and things are changing. And however, something that it's extremely important for you guys to know is that this solar shift, this solar waves of love, the solar shift, or the raising of Earth's frequency, it's not something that happens to us. This is not something that is going to just magically happen to us. You have to put in the effort. You have to constantly be meditating. I'm not saying constantly, like 24/7. I'm just saying make it a daily habit. Make it a, every other day habit to meditate. Even just 10-20 minutes. Focus on what you want to have in this life. Focus on how you want your world to be. Do you want there to be taxes? Do you want there to be banks? Do you want there to be government? And really, really ask yourself these hard questions. Because sometimes, banks and governments and taxes do, sometimes we're dependent on them. You know, sometimes we just don't know anything different, and so we accept it naturally. But now we're creating our own reality, and so I would highly suggest that we start to focus on the things that we want to achieve in this life. Whether that's having a family, whether that's having, your perfect life, living your dreams, you know. And in this new earth, at least that I'm designing, there is no banks, there is no government, there is no police, there is no need for police, there is no crime, there is no violence, there's nothing but just pure love and joy and happiness and um, emotional connectedness. We still get to have all our emotions. However, it's, it's just a lot lighter there, a lot easier there. In my world, I'm going to be living on the beach. I'm going to be, fishing. I'm going to be scuba diving, flying around some contraption. So, haven't decided whether it's like a UFO or just flying by myself, levitating, or even just an airplane. That's like easier to fly. But yeah, you know, and so it's really up to us to decide what we want in life. Not just, I mean, that phrase really, I mean, it is true. It's up to us, to decide what we want in life. However, it's really up to us to decide what we want in this new earth. You could decide to live in a forest. You could decide that you want like a Pandora world where you get your own like dragon, and you connect with others through a tether cord that you plug into your dragon or whatnot. Um, so yeah, it's anything is possible, and I believe in the next few years, we're just gonna see more and more of these shifts, and yeah. So I think I'm probably sounding crazy to most of you, but for those who are open to this, I would love to help you shift up. And so even if you just want to meditate, like you can go to or like focus on this interdimensional stuff, go to thunderwizard.com. That's my spiritual teacher's website, and he has a lot of meditations and things like that, in addition to the ones that I'm going to be sharing with you. So yeah, guys. Alright, so I guess that's about it. And yeah, things are good. Things are going to be getting better. And even though they're locking people up and putting people in prison and convicting people, I have faith that things are going to get better. I have faith that, this new world that I'm manifesting is going to come to fruition, and that, that the things are going to change. And so, if you want the same thing as I do, or if you want to design your own world, then, you know, you can connect with me by subscribing to this channel. You can also go subscribe to thunderwizard.com, or his YouTube channel is thunderwizard. Check him out, and yeah, you know, so yeah, you know, it's easy for me to, or for us to get discouraged when we see like negative news like that. You know, like what happened with Trump. It's easy to get discouraged. However, you know, I think this is just a sign of what's to come. You know, with things getting easier, things getting better. And yeah, you know, it's not only shifting, you know, the world, it's not only shifting like our institutions, our governments and things like that, but it's also shifting the whole world, you know, how we interact with each other, how we get along with each other, how we relate to one another. It's going to be a huge shift, and I can't wait for it. So, alright, guys. As always, guys, I love you guys very much. And, you know, I hope you guys continue on your own personal journey, spiritual journeys, and all that good stuff. And other than that, yeah, we'll see you later. So, take care, guys. We'll see ya.